All right, guys, I'm going to show you a free-for-all battle this time, just to mix things up. I did see a free-for-all battle posted by Turin, and he had basically taken like sort of a Scar Snake build or Night Goblin Shaman. I don't know. What the point is, you just camouflage a whole bunch of spiders, and you go super large with those spiders. You bring 3 or 4 spiders, you go around the map, and you just kill everything and feel very sneaky doing it. And as Turin put it, free for all is where memes become dreams. And so I thought I'd take a crack at it like Dark Elf style and bring all the meme Dark Elf units and see how they could perform against everyone else. And I don't normally play free for alls because I find yes, they can be a lot of fun, but often what happens in free for all is whoever sits out the longest and then just kind of cleans up the tatters of everyone else's army wins. And I generally am not a big fan of that play style, but if you just want to goof around and have a little bit of random fun, free for all can definitely do that. So to go over my list, what did I bring? Blades of the Blood Queen. So Blades of the Blood Queen, they have a Guardian ability, right? So that provides 18% physical resistance to anything in that bubble. In addition to that 18% physical resistance, the Death Hag on a Cauldron has an ability called... where is it? So I've already talked about the Chill Blade effect, -5 melee attack, -12 speed in another video, so I'm not going to dwell on that. But where is it? Blood Shield of Kin, there you go. Plus 6% physical resistance. So these are stacking. You got 6% physical resistance from that Cauldron, plus the Guardian's 18%. So that's up to 24% physical resistance, right? And then Crone Hellebron has an inherent physical resistance, I believe. Let me just double check that. Physical resistance. Or maybe it's let's see. What did I say this was again? Sorry guys, just checking my math here. So 18 plus plus this, probably that's this 18 plus 6 uh, of the blood shield. So that's your 20. So that's your 24% right here. So right away, Crone Hellebron has got 24% physical resist. Don't forget, she's also giving physical resist to other things around her with her own blood shield, but it's not going to stack with the Death Hag's blood shield. But anyway, 24% physical resist on Crone Hellebron, and then you take this Sorceress of Beast, right? So she's got Panan's impenetrable pelt. So I could put 22% physical resist on top of the 24% physical resist that already is just inherent from being around those other units. So that can put her up to like 46% physical resistance, which means that almost half of the damage she takes, if it's not magical damage, then it's going to be negated, which is huge when you take a lord who is known as being a glass cannon type of lord. Like if you can reduce nearly 50% of the damage, you're in business. So basically the goblins, they've got a bunch of sneakiness going on here, some squigs and random stuff, which I'm just walking away from, and he hasn't really chased me with it, so that's kind of easy for me because I'm trying to fight one part of his army first and then deal with the other. It looks like maybe he only has one Arachnarok spider. I was expecting there to be a few more spiders here, so but I wasn't afraid. I was going straight for them. Trouble was, okay, so speed-wise, Chill of Centaur's got a speed of 46, and the Cauldron's got a speed of 50, right? And the Arachnarok Spider has a speed of 57. So the Arachnarok Spider is faster than all of this, and it could kite us if it wanted to. But Skarsnik is a little bit of a slowpoke, and so is the Night Goblin Shaman. So in theory, I could catch up with them. However, the Blades of the Blood Queen have a speed of 31, and 31 is slower than the 34 of Skarsnik and slower than the 35 of the Night Goblin Shaman. So the Blades of the Blood Queen were basically slowing my units down because I had them in locked formation. So I was like, okay, you know what? Screw the locked formation. I need to just I need to send these guys like full steam ahead right in here. So a Curse of the Bad Moon does get dropped here, but I'm able to dodge it with my expensive units. The Blood Queen take no damage here. So these guys are just going to sort of sneak around here. And meanwhile, everything else is just, going balls in on these units. These guys are, I don't know, they've decided to stop and wait. Look at smell some roses. I'm not sure why. Over here, there's like just a massive fight going on. Dark Riders are getting into these Chaos Spawn, I believe, and also shooting up some Eye of Morslib with the Raven Heralds, which is a nice choice. And then we've got some Dark Shards here shooting in again to some Chaos Spawn, just trying to take the damage offline pretty quickly. And another War Hydra. So cool that another Dark Elf player likes the War Hydra. And then Harganeth Executioners over here. So Mysterious Trickster is off to an early lead, while I chase after these crazy little goblins, and the rest of his goblin-y force tries to chase after me. One random Cygor has tried to target my Blaze of the Blood Queen, but I noticed that and I pull them out of range ASAP, because that is a very expensive unit and I definitely do not want any boulders to be thrown on his head. Meanwhile, the Eye of Morslib is being shot down by these Dark Riders with repeated crossbows and also chucking boulders back. But actually this is probably okay for the Dark Elf player, because if it's throwing boulders at this Dark Riders with repeated crossbows, that unit's only worth 650. That means it's not throwing it at the Harganeth Executioners, which is worth 1200 gold. So that's definitely a win for the Dark Elf player. Meanwhile, my Hydra and the Arachnarok Spider are going toe-to-toe over here. So this is a big fight, which seems to be tilting in the favor of the Arachnarok Spider, who's also got the sneaky stab and buff. And it looks like some squigs are going to come in here and make life very difficult for that Hydra. But that's okay, because all my other resources were kicking the crap out of Scarsnack and his little goblin shaman over here. And I was going to come over in here and help out the Hydra later on. And I knew he could heal up. As long as he didn't get chased off the map, I was going to get him back. So the ticker is going on here. Looks like things are turning up in the fight between myself and the Night Goblins. And the real action, I think, so far is going on here between the Dark Elves and the Beastmen. Like, these guys are pretty much all in at this point. The Dark Shards looks like they're more or less in safety. There's a few new units breaking towards the edge here from the damage output of these very vicious Chaos Spawn, but the War Hydra is holding tight for a long time and just anchoring the front line. It looks like it is getting a full surround, but wavering, and finally it's going to break off. So things are getting really dicey here for the Dark Elves. Chaos Spawn have gotten almost into the back line. They're going to do okay versus those infantry there, but they don't have any chaff support, so they are going to take a lot of damage in return. Brave Shaman gets into these Dark Riders, finally cleans it up, but look how much ammo these Cygors wasted on the skirmish cav. Like, that was not an effective use of their ammo. Meanwhile, the Harganeth Executioners have been able to stay online and fighting, right? I guess one of them did switch on a boulder over to them, but Hydra is escaping. There's no cavalry chasing him off the map, so fortunate for them. Meanwhile, over here, I mean, the Cauldron and the Crone Hellebron on the Cauldron and the Hydras are going to just beat the snot out of literally all of this goblin craziness. Like, Night Goblins, come on, it's not going to... That's not going to scratch any of these units. The missile play is not armor pen, and so the War Hydras can just soak up that damage, no problem, and they're faster too. And I have enough units that I can split my forces. So I can send one Hydra on this unit, 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 and it's pretty easy there. So I'm going to fast forward a little bit here. Let's see how things are going here with the Beastmen and the Dark Elves. It looks like Beastman players gotten the upper hand on this fight, at least so far. He's ahead in the balance bar, but I guess his infantry was getting routed off here, and he pulled away his Cygors and his Brave Shaman, which was an interesting choice here. But Morgur the Shadowgrave is isolated now, so that's going to be tough news for him, and probably he's going to go down with the impact of the War Hydra. Let's see how it plays out here. There's nothing exciting going on the other side of the map. I'm just beating the crap out of the goblins, and they're all running off the field, and I'm just chasing them. So Morgur the Shadowgrave and the Hydra going toe-to-toe. Morgur is standing tough, but yeah, he's not going to last very long, especially if Morathi comes over here and debuffs him really hard. Dark Shards are safe. They're shooting behind their wall of spears. So Trickster is closing a gap now that his Cygors got pulled away. I don't know why I'm not sure why he pulled Cygors to chuck them at Hydras. Like, maybe he figured that if you didn't do damage to them now, that I was just going to pull ahead in the balance bar. I don't really get that. He should have finished off the Dark Elves, in my opinion, and kept the Cygors close to Malgar the Shadowgrave because he needed them to sort of be his bodyguards so that he wouldn't get dumpstered by Marathi and that Hydra. But anyway, c'est la vie. It's free for all. Let's not overthink things. The Brave Shaman is trying to top my Blades of the Blood Queen, I guess. Carry On is just trying to get his score up a little bit. I mean, I guess he is getting points for doing damage to those units. And somehow, I don't know how Morgar the Shadowgrave escaped magically. I don't know what the Dark Elf player was doing there, why he didn't just kill Morgar, but I was like, all right, cool, that's an easy kill for me. And yeah, so now it was down to a final showdown between Morathi and Hellebron. The two bitches collide, and a little bit of large action, but these dark shards are way too close. They should have been spread out so that I couldn't just walk into them and basically smash two at the same time. But I knew at this point, like, I had such a huge advantage on everything that was left of the Dark Elf forces because I took essentially no damage. So yeah, I just cleaned the clocks. So this, I mean, the build that I fielded, like, technically it is tournament. Well, it is like ladder legal. I don't know if you'd allow it in tournament, but you can bring 3 heroes and 3 monsters. The Chill of Sontar is a Regiment of Renown monster, so it doesn't count against your limit. So technically that is a legal build, but it is pretty gimmicky and cheesy. So I mean, and I don't know if it's a good build against good players, but if you just want a bit of free for all cheese and a little bit of fun, try it out. Have a chuckle or two. You'll just steamroll most players, I think. So yeah, fun times. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.